in Revelation, this healing of the nations. So yes, someday there's not going to be any borders. Are we there? Okay, and someday we're going to beat our swords into plowshares. Okay, that's what's coming. Our spears, like it says in Isaiah, that day will come when men will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. So that's coming too. Does that mean I don't prescribe to the Second Amendment? I think that's one of the best perks about being born in America. That's a great thing. That's one of the few things that keeps America livable. Free speech and the Second Amendment. Okay? That's it. It's just a beautiful thing that the evildoers hate. They would love to take it away. And they love pushing mandatory vaccines. Very draconian, very unconstitutional thing. Yeah, and you'll never hear this come out in the mainstream media. Well, the ill logic, the sick logic in telling the public that, hey, you're a bad person if you don't want to get vaccinated. Do you understand? If you're so altruistic and you're so ethical and moral and you believe in vaccines, good, go, then you and your kids, you're fine. What do you worry about what somebody else does? You've inoculated yourself. You don't hear the mainstream media touch on that at all because it'll point out the glaring ill, sick logic, okay, that they're spewing out. It makes no sense. How can you say I'm a threat because I'm unvaccinated? How can you say that? If you want you're protected, right? You're inoculated, right? You're vaccinated, right? Don't worry about somebody else. It's none of your business. Yeah, you know what? There's people out there touting that the economy is all this great and all that. That's the status quo. They're liars and deceivers. Is it easier to enter the middle class now or harder? It's much harder. So don't come up. More and more people are poor. Okay, this is the reality. Okay, fewer and fewer people can afford to be homeowners. California is leading the way. More people are buying multiple homes, but fewer and fewer people are able to buy their first home. So you know what? Don't believe anything. They liars and cheaters and thieves and gosh, I cannot stand the evildoers. God's got to just shake them out of their slumber. I'm telling you, we need a sea change of unprecedented, biblical level, monumental level, unprecedented levels. Okay, that's what we need to happen. God really needs to shake up the scene. If we haven't learned from all that we've been through history, I mean, including the nuclear warfare and all this crap, then I'm telling you, friends, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, these dubious wars, killing innocent men, women, and children, maiming them too. Okay, and the terrorism. What? It's over 300 people recently in Sri Lanka. What in the hell? If we're not learning from this and we don't say, God help us, please God help us, I beg you, God help us. And we don't see that we're in dire straits here and we need big changes. And we need to be shaken out of our slumber by none less than the very hand of God, and we should be looking forward to some big, unprecedented event to take place that we're never going to forget. Like, oh, we forget 9/11. Oh, we forget the bailout of '08. Oh, we forget the assassination of JFK. We forget all Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln. Oh, well, get over it. Just history, it'll repeat itself. I mean, to be complacent and indifference is to be a partaker in all this madness. To go along, to get along, and take the path of least resistance and go with the flow of this status quo establishment. You're part of them. You're to blame. You're complicit. You're culpable. Okay? There's no easy out for any of us, man. You got to be very clear which side of this thing you're on. You could only be on two sides, the side of humanity or inhumanity. And you know which side I strongly recommend. Yeah, the Environmental Protection Agency says Roundup is fine and all that, even though the science has disproven that it really is indeed a carcinogen. You got illegitimate people spraying that product. I mean, you got not illegitimate people, but you've got illiterate people spraying that stuff that don't know you're not supposed to spray it on a windy day. Then you're downwind from it. You got to breathe that crap. And the next thing you know, you've got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer. John Singleton passed away at 51, just a kid. Right, he seemed like a really nice guy. Very sad, very young. You know, I've been listening to this Michael Hudson, economist. This guy I like a lot. He explains that, you know, these words that we bandy about, socialism and capitalism, just words. You got to learn the history of it. What, you know, you got to, unless we have a meeting of the minds as to the exact definition, how we're using a word, we cannot have a productive conversation. Okay? It's so essential that you define. You throw a term around: government, politics, capitalism, socialism. Well, if you just two people talking, you've got to, in your mind, what's going on with that definition. So we make sure we're seeing eye to eye and say, oh, I'm trying to define it like this. So can we look at it like this? Okay, because, you know, we're trying to extricate ourselves from this mess. And the only way we can do it is by a meeting of the minds. But Michael Hudson, he's got this book, J is for Junk Economics. And although I haven't read it, I'm sure it's a good read. Okay, I'm on to some thoughts from this last couple of weeks. Oh, I guess I'm going to start with a little poem I made up for this sweetheart I am. God knows I hope beyond hope that she will allow us to meet. And God, I would just love it. So I titled this poem to my sweetheart, Just for Being So Cute. No matter what, I'll always love you, just for being so cute. I am a better man for loving you, and I thank you for being so cute. I thank God for my appreciation for cuteness and for making you so cute. Requited love or not, I'll forever love you just for being so cute. Please stay cute, sweetheart. You're adorable. And if you decide to go to another man or decide to stay single, whatever you choose, baby, I'm always going to love you for just the time we spent together in a dream. You know, you are just freaking adorable. I love you very much just for being so cute. Okay. On to a few thoughts before my tape runs out. Oh, here I wrote a few positive attributes of men. 1, gallantry. 2, strength. 3, determination. 4, helpful instinct. That, you know, this need to work, to want to be useful. Number 5, mechanically competent. Number 6, they can take charge in a crisis. Number 7, they have a penchant toward being productive and constructive. Number 8, they're more handsome than women. At the end of your days walking planet Earth, it happens that you meet your maker, your father, asks you many pertinent questions regarding the basis for your most cherished values. Among those questions, you are asked about your greatest accomplishments. Will you at least be able to confidently cite that you enjoyed your life to the best of your ability, that you appreciated the gift of life, that you took time to stop and smell the roses, that you appreciated the gift of life, your very existence, as a human being, a godlike creature, and encourage others to do the same? If so, you accomplished far more than you may realize. You were a successful human being. If we want some aspect of our lives to change for the better, typically we need to hit a bottom. When we ask for help in Jesus' name, we will be helped. Even if our faith is weak, He is strong enough to remove mountains of misery. If you don't appreciate being charged high prices for your essential human needs, remember, Remember that, and don't charge high prices for other people's essential human needs. Well, friends, I've got to end it there. And I just want to encourage and comfort everybody. Keep your chin up. Things are going to get better for the righteous. Fight the good fight to the best of your ability. Ask God for help every day. Pray without ceasing, as written in Scripture. Keep your values intact. Keep a pure heart. And let God lead and guide you, because that's the only path to true happiness that I have ever stumbled upon, is to be right with Him, because He's the granter of true happiness. And then go out and speak truth to power, and anybody else that will listen